understanding that every farm operation has a different set of goals, needs, and how can you as a tech company help them achieve those goals? One, two, three.
Today on the pod, we're talking to an AgTech chief commercial officer about the details of what they're going through, how they're thinking about growth, investment, and the market. The Modern Acre is the podcast for builders in ag who think differently. Tim, how's it going over there? You were yesterday at the Sacramento A's. What are they calling them? The A's game, baseball game? How was that?
At the A's game, I don't know if it's the Sacramento A's or they're still going by Oakland, but the Oakland A's have moved out of Oakland. They're going to be relocating to Las Vegas, but it's like a 3-year span to like get this new stadium constructed. So they're basically have a temporary home in Sacramento playing at the Rivercat Stadium, which is like a AAA minor league baseball field. So got Mason to her first baseball game, but pretty cool. It was like the stadium fits 14,000 people in comparison to like a major league park that's probably like 60, 70,000 plus. So it's a pretty small, intimate venue. So she had a good time. My takeaway from the game, Ty, is like I wanted it to just be the best experience for her, like daughter's first ball game, like going all out, going full dad mode, like you get it. So I like splurged on some like really good seats because I was like, oh, we're behind home plate, we're just going to catch the game. Got there and she just wanted to walk around. We like sat down and like lasted like 2 innings in the seat and she was squirming and wanted to go run around. So we did not use our seats, but we had an awesome time. Got some Dippin' Dots, got a unicorn at the team store, just all about it. It was fun.
I'm so glad you had a great time. I think it was a rookie mistake, though. I think when I took the girls to their first game, we went bleachers because then it's just like walk around, get the food, taking the energy. So rookie move on your part.
Yeah, I should have touched base with you before. Yeah, they had like the $25 lawn seats of like, just go put out a blanket. Like I messed that up, but she still had a good time. She had a great time.
I'm glad you had a successful trip, an outing, such a sports dad. I did some research while you were talking. I think the A's are just the A's. I think they're a team without a city. Like it's just athletics. They're the athletics, no team. So interesting. But I think that's probably the right decision from a branding perspective of we're just the A's. And
we're just the A's. Yeah. Team without a home.
Tim, while you were out spending time with your daughter, I was in spending time with my daughters watching the Masters. I can't believe you missed this. This was the best major final day in since Tiger won it in 2019. Like this was awesome. Everything I could have asked for.
I know. I fumbled the date as well. I booked this game like a month ago and like wasn't thinking about Masters timing. So like I saw it was on the same day. I was like, oh crap. So I caught the post game, but it looked like an awesome final day.
It was terrible. It was because I was rooting for Rory and it was like the most stressful 18 holes plus a playoff. He bogeyed the last hole, it was just the most roller coaster of emotions, but a career Grand Slam. Tim, do you know what elite company this is? How many golfers have made the career Grand Slam of winning all 4 majors? Do you know the number?
It's like pretty rare. It's like 1 in 5, right? There's only been a few people that have done it.
Yeah, only 5 others. So now he's the 6th. So pretty crazy. Like he is like to see this in her lifetime is pretty cool. So I was so pumped. The girls were into it, watching. Ruth, my wife, was actually like somewhat into it, saw the final hole. It was exciting times in the Nuss household.
Big sports dads over here. Big sports dads.
Huge sports dads. All right, guys. Well, we're excited to jump into this conversation with Todd Robrin, who is the Chief Commercial Officer at Growers Edge. So Todd has actually worked at Growers Edge for quite a long time and currently leads the commercial team. His experience in both information technology and agriculture help him bring unique financial technology solutions to companies looking to expand adoption of new products, technology, and sustainability practice. So we get into what Growers Edge does, but I think more importantly, like how they're thinking about growth and being a sustainable business in this economy right now. I think a lot in here for anyone in an ag tech company right now about how another company is thinking about it right now. So with that, let's jump in with what's top of mind for Todd. But first, a word from our sponsor. Hey guys, quick message from our sponsor, PF Partners. Growing your business in the agriculture space in 2025 is maybe harder than it's ever been. Investor funding has dried up, growers have tighter budgets than ever, and overall, it's just hard to go to market. PF Partners, a consulting firm with over a decade of experience scaling successful AgTech solutions globally, has just launched a new webinar on optimizing go-to-market strategies in the agribusiness space. It shows you what's changing in the market, exactly how to deal with it. Everything is backed by research, and it's about go-to-market plays in the ag sector that you can use tomorrow. So if you're ready to turn your go-to-market efforts into results, go to themodernacre.com/PFP or text modern to 55444 to download the webinar for free. That's themodernacre.com/PFP or text modern to 55444.
The big questions that we're wrestling with, personally, but even at Growers Edge, the change in administration is causing a lot of questions, turmoil, and of course, just this week, tariff conversations have kind of blown up, and I guess we've got a reprieve with Mexico and Canada, but we're moving forward with tariffs in China, and how that's going to impact the commodity markets is going to be fascinating to watch. So, Tyler, that's really kind of top of mind for right now.
Yeah, that definitely hits home. Like when I talk to fellow growers in California, everyone's kind of like a little bit nervous about what all these implications could have. Of like a tariff could benefit a certain crop and could hinder another one that's reliant on exports. So it's all intertwined. Going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Well, Todd, let's learn a little bit more about you and your background. What led you into agriculture?
So I grew up in ag, spent my childhood on a dairy farm in southern Minnesota, and loved farming, have always been interested in ag. Went away to school to study dairy science, and after about one semester, I realized not everybody stops what they're doing at 4:30 in the afternoon, nor does everybody get up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning to milk dairy cows. And so my eyes were open to some other opportunities in ag. And so I moved from focus kind of on dairy into agronomy and ultimately plant pathology and business. So that's where I've kind of spent most of my career. After college, joined DuPont, spent about 22 years with DuPont. And as DuPont was going through some transitions, loved my time at DuPont. But I just felt like it was time to do something different. So I got out of ag completely for about 5 years. I joined a small startup. So I went from DuPont and 20,000 people to a company where I was employee number 4. I was leaving agriculture. I joined a company that was focused in cybersecurity, managed services, and consulting. And I had to learn everything over again. Far more difficult than I ever imagined. But after 5 years, extremely rewarding. I learned a lot about building a business, being in a startup, learned a lot about myself and kind of how to navigate some of those challenges. So it was great. After 5 years, we had the opportunity to sell that company, which was a fantastic day. And from there, was looking to get back into ag. I missed ag. And the opportunity to join Growers Edge was then presented. So I've been with Growers Edge for about 4.5 years. We are an agricultural financial technology company, an ag fintech, and love what we're doing here. The other part of the story that I've kind of left out is DuPont and other opportunities moved me around the country a little bit. About 3 years ago, my wife and I had an opportunity to move back to southern Minnesota, take over the small family farm that my dad and mom had built. The cows are long gone, so I was willing to come back here and take over a small family farm. So I'm living in the house I grew up in, and back here where I really kind of always dreamed of ending up.
That is awesome. And man, can I relate to that, right? Of getting involved in the family farm, I only step foot on the family farm a few times a year because there's an ongoing joke in my family that I'm afraid of dirt. So, I don't want to get too close to the action, but I like to be, farm adjacent. No, such a cool story. I mean, Grower's Edge, I'm excited to dig in on. I feel like Grower's Edge has been around for a while in the AgTech, FinTech space, and really excited to kind of dig in on the business. So, you were kind of early there. Kind of talk us through the early days and kind of what the original vision was, and maybe you can speak to how it's evolved over the years.
Yeah. So Grower's Edge has gone through a couple big changes and iterations over the years. And that's not uncommon for startups, of course, to go through that. When I joined about 4.5 years ago, Grower's Edge was in the process of launching this idea of a warranty. And, something that we're super familiar in consumer and retail, but something that really had never been explored in agriculture. And so as we were launching and bringing that product to the market, not knowing if anybody would ever pay us a dime for it, it was a really challenging time. You couldn't afford to spend a whole lot of money on what we were building until it was kind of validated. You couldn't validate until you had, some of the basic parameters in place. But we brought this product to the marketplace that retailers told us, hey, this can help me. And that was when we knew we were onto something. But it was the idea that, look, farmers want to try new technology, but farmers also only get 40, maybe 50 chances at raising a crop. And so they're very adverse to doing something that could detrimentally, impact one of those years, could lead to, financial stress or other stress on that farming operation. So they're hesitant to take risk and try new things on a big chunk of acres. And so as we were able to understand that and the retailers' challenges in making that happen, Grower's Edge was able to come alongside with a warranty and say, look, Mr. Farmer, your retailer, your trusted advisor has a strong evidence that, doing A, B, and C, whatever those are, is going to help you be more profitable, be more successful on your farm. And by the way, they have so much confidence in that, they're going to wrap a warranty around those recommendations that if you don't hit your historical production averages, they would then chip in and eliminate or remove some of that risk for you as you try new things. So that was really the first thing and kind of the first idea that Grower's Edge was able to bring to the marketplace. And since then, we've continued to bring these financial technology innovations to agriculture. And we have found our spot is helping the farmer's trusted advisor. So we're working with ag retailers. We work with other trusted advisors, consultants, groups like that, that are really, have the farmer's best interest in mind, but they need some tools to help better deliver those ideas that they know is going to help that farmer be more successful.
Todd, there was some news at the end of last year about an acquisition that you made, and just really wanted to kind of dig into that. I think it's really interesting to see a company that's been around since 2017 grow and scale, and then kind of do these bolt-on strategic type acquisitions. So maybe just talk to us about kind of what you can share with the background of that deal, why it was valuable, and kind of how you pitch that to your investors. Obviously, raising venture, you have to kind of get consensus on, we want to go make this investment and raise funding to go do that acquisition. So maybe just fill us in on that story.
Yeah. I won't get into all the nitty gritty details of it, but it was it was an organization that we identified about 1.5 years ago as something that could truly help Grower's Edge in our next iteration. And what's next for Grower's Edge? So we've got a crop plan warranty that's successful in the marketplace, generating a lot of revenue for us. We offer input financing through ag retailers and other input providers for farmers, and that's generating revenue for us. The third pillar that Grower's Edge is looking to build out is in this mortgage space. And while that doesn't work, directly with ag retail, it's other trusted advisors that farmers are working with, banks, farm credit institutions, et cetera, helping them to be better informed about the land and the value of that land, the characteristics of that land, including the valuation of it using an automated valuation tool. So as Growers Edge was building out that, we recognized that a company based in California called AgCore could come alongside and provide a lot of the tools that we needed to bring even more value to these lending institutions, the banks, the farm credit system that we were talking to, not to mention the relationships that they have as well. And so it was the opportunity, as we want to deliver financial technology solutions, it was this third pillar of mortgages that led us to say, hey, AgCore is a great fit for us. They've already got a set of customers that they're delivering to. Now let's add them to our portfolio. Getting that done through our investors was certainly challenging, but we have very supportive investing partners. And leading that, of course, is S2G, and they see how Growers Edge can use each of these financial tools to help advance sustainable initiatives, to help drive regenerative production practices, and even broader than that, just help drive new agronomic innovation. And so they've been a great partner for us. They helped us and enabled us to go out and make that acquisition.
I find it super fascinating. I think Tim and I both think that we're going to see more of this type of activity in the space with just the ag tech market in general. There's lots of challenges, lots of headwinds, and I think with that, opportunities for how can synergistic companies come together and have like a 1 + 1 = 3 scenario, right? That you were kind of describing. So I think we're going to see more of this. For sure. I agree completely, Tyler. To get too techie on us here, but this interoperability idea of why are we all building something? Why does an ag retailer or an ag retail sales rep want another portal that they have to go to look at to administer a crop plan warranty? If we can offer that through other ag partners that are out here, all the better for everybody. And Tyler, I think it's that for that reason, I think we're going to see more and more of these ag companies, and maybe it's acquisitions, maybe it's partnerships, whatever it is, we're going to see that community, I think, get a little smaller, but in a really good way, because I think it's going to help to more efficiently deliver ag tech. Ag tech has struggled forever to get farmers' attention, and I think it's going to have an opportunity right now to make that happen and be a little more efficient in how we deliver it. Totally agree. And I think the other piece of this is it almost takes a challenging macroeconomic climate for these types of deals to materialize and this sort of rationalization, because when there's money flowing, everyone thinks that, their solution, their company is going to be the unicorn, right? It's because the sky's the limit. We're taking this thing to the moon. But when the proverbial, hits the fan, then you have to be more realistic of like, okay, maybe that outcome is out of reach. How can we be more strategic, and how can we partner with other folks to have a really good have a good outcome and a strategic partnership? Agree 100%. And you can look in the mirror and do that, but I think it forces you to get even better in what you're delivering to your customer too. Exactly. And those two things, if that's not a wake up call to a startup, you're going to miss the boat. And so, yeah, we absolutely have focused in on, the three things we want to deliver. We want to deliver this crop plan warranty because it reduces risk for the farmer, and it helps farmers adopt new things, seed, biologicals. It helps them adopt cover crops if that's something that they're hesitant to do. And then you put input financing with it to give them an avenue to access more capital to buy some of these new things that they want to use or do or try. And then, of course, adding mortgages on top of that, the ability, obviously, to be better informed and help
our partners deliver that down to their growers as well. So it's a really interesting time, Tyler, for sure.
Todd, this whole warranty concept is super interesting. I like the idea of kind of de-risking, trying new things, like you said, whether it's adopting regenerative principles or trying new equipment, new seed varieties. Like, what have you seen? Like, I'm sure you're with this product, you can see kind of success rate. Like, are there claims against these warranties, or has it been successful? Like, what's working best?
Yeah. So we focus our warranties on broadacre crops today: corn, soybean, wheat. So Tim, sorry, your garlic is out for right now, but eventually we'd love to get there. A good reason for that: we're focused on broadacre crops because we have the most data on those broadacre crops to determine what's our chance of success. Is this recommendation truly as good as the ag retailer says, and or the other trusted partner? And so we can take the data that they hold along with our public and private data, wrap all that together in our models. Our models are backed by one of the largest reinsurers in the world. And so that was no small feat, but to get them to say, yeah, what you guys are doing is correct. And yes, we're willing to back these warranties on your behalf. So Tim, that was the whole process that's led us up to where we are today. Do we have warranty claims? 100% we do. But they have been tracking at where we expect and actually slightly below. And we're doing a lot of market research to understand why are our estimates always a little higher than maybe what we are actually seeing. And I think there's some good reasons for that. I think retailers who put together a whole acre warranty, Mr. Farmer, buy your seed from us, use our seed treatment, use our herbicides and use our foliar health treatment, micronutrients, fungicide, whatever it may be. When you go kind of beginning to end with that farmer, that relationship with the ag retailer is strong enough that I think they are able to help head off other factors that might cause a warranty claim to be triggered. So Tim, you ask what makes a warranty successful? It's kind of this ability to take 3, 4, maybe 5 things, put them together, go to the farmer and say, hey, do this, and I'm willing to back it for you. And that's where we're kind of seeing the warranty be most successful.
Todd, let's talk about where you're going, kind of what other new growth opportunities, products that you're looking to expand and build on into this year.
Tyler, first of mind is the mortgage business. That is our newest. That is the shiny object that we're building out right now. So that is the one that's taking most of our resources and time and energy as we as a leadership team think about how can we successfully grow this to the point where it is truly a game changer in ag mortgages. Ag mortgages forever and remain a very undigital process. They are extremely slow. Getting appraisals done is a slow process. Even just going through the documentation is a lot of times done with PDFs and paper. So we feel we can go through the process of helping our partners be far more efficient, faster, and better. So that is what we're working on right now. Beyond that, we're looking at ways to bring some of these things together. I mentioned the crop plan warranty. We've talked a lot about that. Add input financing to that. And our data is beginning to help us understand how input financing backed by a warranty may be able to offer more favorable terms to a farmer. So the farmer's buying these products that are being backed by the warranty, and with that warranty, odds are he's going to be successful. And if he's not, he's got a warranty that can go to help pay for that input financing, help to pay off that balance. And so how can we make this a kind of a reinforcing cycle where the input financing is backing the products that are purchased as part of the warranty, and the warranty is helping to reduce the risk of that input loan. So there's some things that data can help us do to put a farmer in an even better position than they might be today.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about kind of this combination of financing, but also the warranty component where there's a lot of financial products in the marketplace. If you're getting a line of credit from your bank, ag credit, or whatever you're getting for a line, or if the retailers are offering terms, but if the products that you're buying using that financing have a warranty component, that's really interesting to kind of de-risk things.
It's early, and we're still working to kind of quantify what that will look like, Tim. But yeah, absolutely an interesting conversation to have with ag retailers as you start to think about that.
Todd, before we started recording, we were talking about kind of the spring conference circuit. You were telling us about an interesting one. You were able to attend FarmCon earlier this year. How was that show? Ty and I definitely had FOMO missing it.
It's my second time at FarmCon, and I got a colleague to come with me this time. And I said, hey, you got to come along because I can't really explain this conference other than it's fascinating because you've got producers there, farmers, you've got large ag companies there. You've got the startup space, of course, represented. I said it's just fascinating. And, day one kind of delivered as expected. Day two, I was sitting in the audience watching a panel and just kind of watching things just go crazy. We went from talking about, I think we started talking about the gold and what's going to happen with gold as a commodity, blah, blah, blah. And the panelists were kind of going back and forth. It migrated from gold to Bitcoin. Which, okay, that's kind of interesting and fascinating. And then somehow we got down a rabbit hole of talking about the investment quality of antique rifles, guns, and pistols. And I'm not sure how we even ended up there, but it's kind of representative of anything and everything is on the table at FarmCon. I love it because the filters generally just kind of come off. And you get to hear some different perspectives on challenges businesses are facing, challenges farmers are facing, and you put them in the room together. I think it helps to generate better ideas and better solutions. So, I'm a big proponent of FarmCon. I'm committed. I'm going to go again for sure. So don't miss it next year.
Can we just do something about that date? I mean, it's like the first week after. I'm trying to get into my routine. I'm trying to eat healthy. The first week of January is a tough date. So I don't know if we can do something about that.
You're right. And throw Kansas City barbecue on top of that, Tyler. And yeah, all bets are off because it was great.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Todd, super, super insightful. I wanted to shift gears to kind of your thoughts on the industry. I think we talked a lot about AgTech and kind of the M&A activity. What's your food or ag hot take?
Tough times are here, but they don't last. And, it's not something that's unexpected to any veteran. And a veteran doesn't even have to be that long, but any veteran person in agriculture. And we've already started to see commodity prices, start to strengthen a little bit. That gives us a little opportunity for hope. I think it's just indicative of where we're at in ag. That look, things are going to change at an ever-changing, ever faster and faster pace. We look at 45Z and farmers that want to participate in that. We don't even know what that's going to look like yet. But farmers there's a segment of farmers that are going to jump into that, and that's going to be a really good thing for them. There's going to be other farmers that are going to stay far away from it, and they'll find a way to make it work doing something different. So it's understanding that every farm operation has a different set of goals, needs, and how can you as a tech company help them achieve those goals? So what do I see in ag? It's just going to be a continuous, faster and faster changing environment. That we started out talking about tariffs. That's going to change things. How can farmers begin to maybe get off of the commodity treadmill that they're on? Where they just feel powerless to deliver a product that they can help set the price on? That's a question that's been around forever. But I think as the market starts to fragment a little more with 45Z and some of the sustainable initiatives and regen, I think there may be some opportunities to farmers to at least take a little bit of control over what they're delivering, and then in turn the value of that product.
Definitely cautiously optimistic about the future. Farming's always up and down and cyclical, and you got to just weather the storm. But yeah, excited to see about some of these new programs and see if they can help support some new change in agriculture. Well, Todd, this has been a ton of fun. As we wrap up, how can our listeners get in touch and connect with you and Growers Edge?
Yeah, I'd love to continue the conversation with anybody that's interested. Reach me on LinkedIn, Todd Robrand. You can reach me there. Otherwise, growersedge.com is a great place to reach out. There's a contact us button there, and we'll get back and love to answer questions that you may have about tech and what's happening in ag.
So, Tim, what'd you think?
Awesome to hear what Growers Edge is up to. They've been around for a while, and really interesting to see how kind of acquisitions play into their strategy. We talked a little bit about the acquisition and what that means for their portfolio. That was really interesting to see kind of an acquisition happening in the space as this becomes more frequent.
All right, guys, appreciate you listening. Be sure you're subscribed, and we'll talk to you next week.